you are organizing the AI Quality Conference, which is coming up shortly on June 25th in San Francisco, AI QConf. Can you expand on what's going on with this conference? Yeah, it sounds like this problem that we're describing maybe is kind of the genesis of having the whole conference.
Yeah, and so this one is the first time that we're doing it in person, which if you would have told me beforehand, I may not have actually decided to do it. Like knowing what I know now, in-person stuff, wow, I'm used to the online version, and having
Uh-huh.
a 6, 8 hour live stream is way different than the in-person. And I knew it was going to be hard. I did not realize it was going to be this hard, but it is fun, man. Like learning a ton just every day, getting in stand up with the team and figuring out how we're going to make this the best event possible. And so, one thing that we're doing, which I'm very excited about, and as you said, kind of coming off the back of this, realizing that evaluation is one piece, evaluating models is one thing, but also evaluating the system, not just the model, is another thing. And so, how can we make sure that AI is doing what it's supposed to be doing? And that is what AI quality means to us. At the end of the day, AI quality is, does the AI work as intended? And so we are planning on not only having this conference to talk about ways that people are doing this and get together with a bunch of people, that this is top of mind for everyone at the conference. And I think that's one thing that's really cool, is that you see there are a lot of people thinking through this and making sure that, like, okay, I'm using AI, but I need to make sure that it's doing what it says it's doing. Or how do I know that if I'm going to put something into production, I can trust that it's not going to like do some things that could potentially put my company into hot water? And one way that we're going to do that is, on the day of the conference, we're going to kick off a whole project to create these like gold standards. And so you have the industry wide standards, but then you have the use cases. And what we want to do is say, all right, you're in finance and you have a chat bot that's using AI. You need to have certain gold standards and quality standards around that chatbot. And so, can we try and just see what the use cases are and what the industries are, and create working groups, and 9 months later come out with some standards that at least make it so people understand, all right, we've got a chatbot, let's make sure that we're hitting these standards that have been set out there, right? And so like leaders from their team, or leaders can tell their teams, here's some standards we want to try and work towards.
Nice. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And I can't imagine how difficult it is to organize an in-person conference, especially the first time. I think maybe after you've done it the first time, you're like, okay, we're going to go back to the same venue. We know some of the people over there. We know which food vendors we're going to work with or whatever. And then so there's like some pieces, but the first time, yeah, it's got to be a nightmare. Our researcher Serge Massis pulled out a quote from you recently that you said that organizing this conference has taken years off of your life. Uh,
Great on Serge. He definitely, it was not wrong. I was not lying when I said that. That's I feel like I am happy that I never was a smoker, because the effect of organizing this conference is basically like as if I were smoking 2 packs a day.
wow. Crazy. You're organizing it with Mohammed El Gendi, the
Yeah.
CEO of Kalina. It's a cool
Yeah.
company. They sponsored the show in the past.
Nice. So
Yeah.
it's very cool. And Mohammed is the one that back in 2020, even, he came on our podcast and he was talking about how you need like testing for ML. And now I think it's very common for people to understand, okay, you need some kind of change management solutions when you're playing around with data. When you're doing things in ML, you need to make sure that if you're going to put something into production, you test it in every way possible before it goes out there. Otherwise, you are left with that situation that can wind you up in the headlines, right? And you don't want that. Nobody wants to be in the headlines for bad AI uses.